So hello everybody. Once again, my name is Ashton Keys. I am the user experience intern for RideHop. Just to give a brief overview of what RideHop does, we are a real-time, accurate, reliable GPS based, non-GPS based shuttle tracking system. Um, we work with different shuttles across the world basically, and we work with transit systems. So that could be shuttle, bus, campus, any system that of transportation that needs to be tracked. We actually work with presenting real time information to riders, real time information to operators. So my first day with the company, I had to sit down with our lead developer, and he actually discussed as far as how we are in a redevelopment process for all of our software platforms. And he gave an overview on how he wanted me to impact the tone, theme, and consistency of our brand across those platforms, and give a great insight of what the user experience of those platforms and how we can improve for the redevelopment. So based on that, I decided that the best way to start to get into the process of beginning to do a redevelopment, implement different UX strategies, is to do a landscape analysis of what we had. So this is what I created. This is the landscape analysis. So basically, I went over with the CEO of our company, the marketing strategist, and the lead developer. Those were the people that I presented this to, and that was my audience for this specific PowerPoint presentation. So how I prepared for this is I actually took time out of my week, and I actually had a iPad, which was the driver platform that the driver interacts with every day. I took the iPad, interacted with that software, I interacted with our operator software, I interacted with our app software, and I actually had a meeting with the parking operator who operates the shuttle service equipment. I had a meeting with those people, and I had a meeting with not a meeting, but necessarily conversations with individuals who interact with the driver app on a daily basis that takes shuttles. So just a lot of research. The first week of my job was really research based, and see how people interact with it. Also, to see how certain principles that I've learned in school that I can use to assess it. So basically, what I explained is the focus, which is information architecture, usability, and the design. And I talked about how I can help the understanding of what kind of designs, interactions, and expectations that are already in place before we actually do a redevelopment. So, based outside of research, I actually use my own criteria, which is appropriate, consistent visual hierarchy. I use the CRAP principles. I use the visual elements for high quality visuals and responsiveness, and make sure the page is simple and intuitive. Same thing for usability. Make sure it's easy and intuitive to find information resources. Make sure the pages were labeled consistently and that they were aware of their audience to find who are the audience of that specific platform. That way they can develop for those people moving forward, and make sure that the content is appropriate for kids. So basically, the structure of this would be I would actually put a screenshot of what I looked at. Actually talked about the audience, um, put the strengths, put the weaknesses, and put my takeaways. So I did that for each and every platform, which we had 4 platforms. So we had a dispatch portal, that's for the operators. We had the apps, and we had our marketing website. So from that, basically the feedback and response from the marketing lead and the web development was very positive because they needed some documentation and needed my expertise. That was one of the reasons they wanted to bring you as person, is to see what other people felt about the platform, because obviously they knew there were some issues, but they wanted somebody with expertise and the right language and tone to explain why that was a problem to the CEO, to explain that the crap principles, explain different principles and different things that were used by other individuals to explain why we should change some things that they were trying to get changed but didn't have the right wording. Um, Also, for my CEO is actually a different response, because he actually expected me to focus more on content for these platforms, and that's something that I didn't focus on because I knew that my first project would be a content strategy. So he liked it. He obviously knew that we had issues with our platforms, but his focus is more on content. His focus is more on branding and tone. And I knew moving forward that I would do a content strategy, so I actually focus more on the interface, the design, the layout of these platforms first. So that goes into the communication issues that we actually talked about for our discussion. But I did end up working on a content strategy. I am finishing the content strategy now, so it helped me as far as what did I learn and what skill I learned. Insight is getting a better understanding of what your boss or what the person that you're working with, and also just learning that different people on the team, especially startup, might have different expectations of your work. So this worked for the developer, but it didn't work for the CEO, but they all work for the same company, and they both have value for this specific project. So the developer likes it, it could be valued, they change our project, but at the same time, you want to have a medium ground for what you work on. So, yeah, this was interesting. This was my first project, and I learned a lot, and I'm moving forward from this project to other projects. So, did a great job of kicking me off. So, thank you.